Jake Morrison sat on the medical bed and winced as the doctor pulled another piece of metal from his shoulder. The human captain had been fighting the alien war for 2 long years. His brown hair was getting gray at the sides, and his hands shook. When he thought no one was looking, the medical bay of the starship Starfall was quiet except for the hum of machines. Jake stared out the small window at stars. 3 battles in 3 weeks. Each time, the aliens had more ships and better weapons. Each time, Jake had found a way to win anyway. "Hold still, Captain," said Dr. Mills, a thin man with gentle hands. "This piece is deep." Jake gritted his teeth, but did not make a sound. He had learned not to show pain around the alien allies. They already thought humans were weak, small and soft compared to their own species. The door to the medical bay opened with a soft hiss. Admiral Kethfer walked in, his 4 blue arms moving, in the formal greeting of his people. Behind him came 2 other aliens from the Galactic Council. Jake recognized the crystal being as Zarathul, and the gas creature in the metal suit as Commander Nex. "Captain Morrison," the Admiral said in his deep voice, "we need to talk." Jake looked at the doctor, who nodded and stepped back. "The metal can wait a few minutes." The Admiral moved closer to Jake's bed. His large yellow eyes showed something Jake had never seen before. Respect, maybe, or fear. "Captain, what you did at the Battle of Kepler Station was impossible." The Admiral began. "1 human ship against 50 enemy fighters. You should have died." Jake shrugged, then winced as the movement pulled at his wounds. The enemy pilots were young. They made mistakes. The Battle of Titan's Gate. You destroyed their command ship with a broken engine and no weapons. I got lucky. The defense of Colony 7. You held off their entire fleet for 6 hours with just a cargo ship. Jake said nothing. He remembered Colony 7. The screaming over the radio as the enemy burned the settlements. The faces of the children in the evacuation ships. He had not felt lucky that day. The crystal alien Zarathul spoke in a voice like wind chimes. "Captain Morrison, in 3 battles you have killed more enemy soldiers than entire fleets. The Zephyrian Empire fears your name." "Good," Jake said simply. Commander Nex's gas forms swirled inside his suit. "The Galactic Council has voted. We wish to give you a reward. Anything within reason." Jake blinked in surprise. In 2 years of fighting, no one had ever offered him anything except more battles. "A reward? You have saved millions of lives," Admiral Kethfer said, "human and alien alike. Name your price." Jake thought about this. What did he want? More weapons? A bigger ship? Money? None of those things seemed important. He was tired. Tired of fighting alone. Tired of the empty spaces between battles where he sat in his quarters and listened to the ship's engines. "I want a companion," Jake said quietly. The aliens looked at each other. This was clearly not what they expected. "A companion?" Admiral Kethfer repeated. "Something to keep me company. Between battles, I mean. The ships are so quiet, and I—" Jake stopped, feeling foolish. Maybe a pet of some kind. Something that would not mind the long trips through space. The aliens relaxed. This was something they could understand. Zarathul's crystal body chimed softly, which Jake knew meant happiness. "Of course," the Admiral said. "We have many wonderful creatures from across the galaxy. Loyal beasts that would be perfect for a warrior like you." "The Andromedan hounds are very faithful," Commander Nex added. "They can sense danger and are excellent in battle." "Or perhaps a Centauri cat," Zarathul suggested. "They are beautiful and very intelligent." Jake nodded, though he was not sure what any of these creatures looked like. "Whatever you think is best. I just want something that will not be afraid of me." This made the aliens pause. Admiral Kethfer tilted his large head. Afraid of you, Captain? Jake looked down at his scarred hands. Sometimes I think about the battles too much. I have bad dreams. I would not want to scare a small animal. Captain Morrison, the Admiral said in a gentle voice, you are the most feared warrior in this sector of the galaxy. But you worry about frightening a pet. This is why the Council chose well when we made alliance with humanity. The meeting was interrupted by an alarm. Red lights flashed, and the ship's computer announced an incoming enemy attack. Jake started to get up from the medical bed, but Admiral Kethver placed one of his 4 hands on Jake's chest. Rest, Captain. Let others fight this battle. You have done enough for today. But Jake was already reaching for his uniform jacket. With respect, Admiral, there are people on this ship who want to go home to their families. I can help make that happen. Dr. Mills stepped forward. Captain, you have 17 separate injuries. You need at least a week of rest. Jake pulled on his jacket and stood up. His legs shook, but he stayed upright. I have had worse. Admiral Kethver watched Jake walk toward the door. The human moved like an old man, but his eyes were sharp and focused. Captain, when this battle is over, we will find you the perfect companion. I promise. Jake paused at the door. Thank you, Admiral. That means a lot. As Jake left for the bridge, the 3 aliens stood in silence for a moment. Finally, Commander Neck spoke. He fights like a demon, but asks for a pet to keep him company. Humans are strange, Zarathul agreed, but this one has saved us all many times over. He deserves whatever happiness we can give him. Admiral Kethver nodded. Send word to all the animal traders in this sector. Find something special, something worthy of Captain Jake Morrison. The battle lasted 4 hours. Jake's ship moved through the enemy fleet like a knife through paper. He never spoke over the radio except to give orders. His crew worked in perfect silence, each person knowing exactly what to do. When the last enemy ship exploded, Jake sat back in his captain's chair and closed his eyes. His shoulder was bleeding again, where Dr. Mills had been working. His head pounded from the stress and the noise. Captain, his communications officer called out. Admiral Kethver is asking if you need medical assistance. Tell the Admiral I am fine, Jake said without opening his eyes. And tell him I am looking forward to meeting my new companion. The communications officer, a young woman named Lisa, smiled as she sent the message. She had served under Captain Morrison for 6 months. She had seen him fight impossible battles and win every time. But she had also seen him sit alone in the ship's dining hall, eating meals in silence while everyone else laughed and talked. Maybe a pet would help. Maybe Captain Morrison would finally have something to come home to after the fighting was done. 3 weeks later, a message came through the deep space communications array. Admiral Kethver himself appeared on the screen in Jake's quarters. Captain Morrison, we have found the perfect companion for you. She will arrive at New Haven Station in 2 days. Jake felt something he had not experienced in months. Excitement. What kind of animal is it? The Admiral's expression was hard to read. Something very special, Captain. Something that will understand a warrior's heart. The transmission ended, leaving Jake alone with his thoughts. In 2 days, he would finally have a friend. Something to make the long nights between battles less empty. He had no idea that the Galactic Council's definition of a companion creature was very different from his own. Jake Morrison stood on the landing platform of New Haven Station and watched the transport ship dock. The station was small and quiet, built on an asteroid far from the main war zones. Jake had been stationed here for 3 weeks, waiting for his companion to arrive. The transport ship was ugly and old. Its hull was covered in rust and dents. Jake could see the name painted on the side in faded letters. Lucky Strike. It did not look very lucky to him. The ship's engines shut down with a loud cough of smoke. Jake straightened his uniform and tried to look presentable. He had been imagining this moment for weeks. Maybe his new pet would be small and fluffy. Maybe it would purr when he petted it. Maybe it would sleep at the foot of his bed and keep the nightmares away. The ship's cargo door opened with a screech of metal. A short, nervous alien walked down the ramp. Jake recognized the species as Rigelian from the green skin and the extra set of arms. The alien wore a captain's uniform that was too big for his thin body. "Captain Morrison?" the alien asked in a high, squeaky voice. "That's me," Jake replied. "Are you Captain Vex?" Yes. Captain Vex of the Lucky Strike." The alien's 4 hands moved around frantically as he spoke. "I have your delivery." "Very special delivery from the Galactic Council." Jake smiled. "Great. Where is it?" Captain Vex looked uncomfortable. His green skin turned a darker shade. "Well, you see, there was a problem with the paperwork. The Council's instructions were a bit unclear." "What kind of problem?" "Perhaps you should see for yourself." Captain Vex turned and walked back toward his ship. "Please follow me, Captain Morrison." Jake followed the nervous alien up the ramp and into the ship. The Lucky Strike smelled like old food and engine oil. The walls were covered in rust, and the lights flickered. Jake had been on many ships during the war, but this one was the worst he had ever seen. Captain Vex led him through narrow corridors to the cargo hold. The room was dark, except for a few emergency lights. In the center of the room stood a metal cage. It was big enough for a person to stand up in, but not much bigger. "There," Captain Vex said, pointing at the cage. "Your companion." Jake squinted in the dim light. Inside the cage, he could see a shape huddled in the corner. It was not an animal. It was a person. "What the hell is this?" Jake demanded. The person in the cage looked up at the sound of his voice. It was a young woman with pale white skin and long black hair. Her eyes were red like blood, and Jake could see sharp teeth when she opened her mouth. She wore torn clothes. That might have been a dress once. Heavy metal chains were locked around her wrists and ankles. "This is Luna Blackwood," Captain Vex said, reading from a datapad. "She is a Shadowkin from the Umbral Sector. The Council has classified her as a companion creature suitable for a human warrior." The woman in the cage pressed herself against the back wall when she heard her name. She said something in a language Jake did not understand, but her voice was full of fear. "She's not a creature," Jake said angrily. "She's a person." Captain Vex's 4 hands fluttered nervously. "Well, technically, according to galactic law, the Shadowkin are classified as semi-sentient predators. They feed on blood, you see. Very dangerous. The Council thought you might like to have a fierce creature to help you in battle." Jake stared at the woman in the cage. She was thin and looked like she had not eaten in days. Her red eyes were wide with terror, and she shook every time he moved. "How long has she been in there?" Jake asked. "The journey from the Umbral Sector takes about 2 weeks," Captain Vex replied, "plus a few days waiting for transport. She has been very quiet. Barely any trouble at all." 2 weeks in a cage? Jake's voice was getting louder. "What did you feed her?" "Feed her?" Captain Vex looked confused. "The Council said she was a predator. We assumed she would not need feeding." Jake felt sick to his stomach. This woman had been locked in a cage for 2 weeks without food or water, treated like a wild animal instead of a living being. "Get her out of there," Jake ordered. "But Captain Morrison, she could be dangerous. The Shadowkin are known for their strength and speed. And those teeth ... I said get her out. Now." Captain Vex fumbled with the lock on the cage. His hands shook as he opened the door. Please be careful, Captain. If she attacks you, it is not my fault." Jake ignored the warning and stepped closer to the cage. The woman, Luna, shrank back even further. She said something in her language again, and Jake thought he heard the word please mixed in with the alien words. "It's okay," Jake said softly. "I'm not going to hurt you." Luna tilted her head slightly, like she was trying to understand his words. She spoke again, and this time Jake was sure he heard some English. "No hurt, Luna?" she whispered. "No," Jake said firmly. "No hurt, Luna." Jake knelt down outside the cage, making himself smaller and less threatening. Luna watched him with her red eyes. Up close, Jake could see that she was young, maybe in her early 20s. Her pale skin was covered in small cuts and bruises. "Can you come out?" Jake asked, gesturing toward the open cage door. Luna looked at the door, then back at Jake. She crawled forward slowly, like a scared animal. When she reached the door, she stopped and looked at Jake again. "It's okay," Jake said. "You're safe now." Luna took a small step out of the cage, then another. She stood up slowly, and Jake could see how tall she was. Almost as tall as him, but very thin. The chains around her wrists and ankles clinked as she moved. "Let's get those chains off," Jake said. Captain Vex stepped forward with a key. "Please?" "Council said to keep the restraints on until you are ready to use her in battle." "I'm not using her for anything," Jake snapped. "She's not a weapon." The chains fell to the floor with a loud crash. Luna rubbed her wrists where the metal had been. She looked at Jake with confusion, like she could not understand why he was helping her. "Water," she said in a whisper. "Please." Jake turned to Captain Vex. "Get her some water and food." "What kind of food?" Captain Vex asked. "The records say Shadow can only drink blood." Luna's face turned red with shame. She looked down at the floor and wrapped her arms around herself. "Just get her some water for now," Jake said. "We'll figure out the rest later." Captain Vex hurried away. Jake and Luna were left alone in the cargo hold. She stood very still, like she was afraid to move. Jake could see her hands shaking. "My name is Jake," he said gently. "What's your name?" "Luna," she whispered. "Luna Blackwood." "It's nice to meet you, Luna. Do you understand English?" "Little bit," Luna said. Empire soldiers teach Luna. Use words to give orders. Jake felt his anger growing again. "The Empire captured you?" Luna nodded. "Long time ago." Luna was small. "Child. Empire take Luna from family. Make Luna fight in cages for entertainment." "They made you fight?" "Yes. Other prisoners. Other Shadowkin. People bet money on who would win." Luna's voice was so quiet Jake had to lean forward to hear her. "Luna always win. Luna good at fighting. But Luna hate fighting." Captain Vex returned with a bottle of water. Luna took it with both hands and drank greedily. Water ran down her chin, and she wiped it away with the back of her hand. "Thank you," she said to Jake. Jake watched her drink and felt his heart breaking. This young woman had been treated like an animal her whole life. Captured as a child, forced to fight for entertainment, and now delivered to him like a pet. "Luna," he said carefully, "I want you to know that you don't have to fight anymore. You're free now." Luna stopped drinking and stared at him. "Free?" "Yes, free. You can go wherever you want. Do whatever you want." Luna's red eyes filled with tears. Luna not know where to go. Luna's family dead. Luna's planet destroyed by Empire. Luna have nowhere. Jake stood up and walked to the cargo hold's small window. Outside, he could see the stars and the lights of New Haven Station. He had asked for a simple pet to keep him company. Instead, the council had given him a traumatized young woman who had been treated like a monster her whole life. "You can stay," With me if you want, Jake said without turning around. I have extra room in my quarters. You don't have to be alone. When he turned back, Luna was staring at him like he had said something impossible. You want Luna to stay? She asked. Only if you want to. You're free to choose. Luna looked around the cargo hold, then back at Jake. Why you help Luna? Council. Say you want dangerous creature for fighting. Jake sighed. The council made a mistake. I asked for a pet, not a person. And you're not dangerous. You're just scared. Luna is dangerous, she said quietly. Luna need blood to live. Luna has killed many people in the fighting cages. Because you had to, Jake said. That wasn't your choice. Luna was quiet for a long moment. Then she nodded. Luna would like to stay. If Jake not mind having monster in his home. You're not a monster, Luna. You're just a person who's been hurt by bad people. For the first time since Jake had met her, Luna almost smiled. It was a small, sad smile, but it was real. Thank you, Jake Morrison, she said. Luna will try to be good companion. Luna will try not to be trouble. Jake looked at this frightened young woman and realized that the council had been wrong about many things. But maybe they had been right about one thing. Maybe Luna was exactly the kind of companion he needed. Not a pet, but a friend who understood what it meant to be alone and afraid. Come on, Jake said. Let's get you out of here, and somewhere safe. Luna nodded and followed him toward the cargo hold door. Jake's quarters on New Haven Station were small but comfortable. 2 rooms with a bed, a desk, and a small kitchen area. He had never shared the space with anyone before. Now Luna sat in the corner of the main room, as far from Jake as she could. Get while still being inside. 3 days had passed since Captain Vex had delivered her. 3 days of careful movements and quiet voices. Luna watched Jake's every move like she expected him to attack her at any moment. When he walked toward the kitchen, she tensed up. When he reached for something on a shelf, she flinched. Jake tried to make her comfortable. He gave her clean clothes that were too big for her thin frame. He showed her how the shower worked and left her alone to wash. He offered her food, but she only picked at it with her fingers, eating tiny bites like she was afraid it might be poisoned. You don't have to sit on the floor, Jake said on the 3rd morning. He was eating breakfast at his small table while Luna sat in her corner. There's a chair right here. Luna looked at the chair, then back at Jake. Luna sits on floor. Chairs for real people. You are a real person. Luna shook her head. Empire say Luna is animal. Council say Luna is creature. Luna knows what Luna is. Jake put down his fork and turned to face her completely. What do you think you are? Monster, Luna said without hesitation. Luna drinks blood. Luna kills people. Monsters do these things. Do you want to kill people? Luna looked confused by the question. Want? Do you enjoy killing? Does it make you happy? No, Luna said quickly. Luna hates killing. Luna cries after every fight in cage. But Luna must kill or Luna dies. Then you're not a monster. Monsters kill because they like it. You killed because you had no choice. Luna was quiet for a long time, thinking about his words. Finally, she spoke again. Jake thinks Luna is person? No, you're a person. Even with red eyes? Even with teeth for drinking blood? Jake smiled gently. My friend Marcus has green eyes and no hair on his head. My friend Beth has dark skin and wears glasses. People look different. That doesn't make them less human. Luna not human. No, but you're still a person. Just a different kind of person. Luna tilted her head, studying Jake's face. Jake, strange human. Other humans see Luna and run away or try to kill Luna. Maybe you just met the wrong humans. That afternoon, Jake tried a different approach. He sat on the floor across from Luna, keeping distance between them. He pulled out a small device that could translate languages. Can you speak in your own language? Jake asked. Luna nodded and said something in a flowing, musical language. The device beeped and displayed text on its screen. My name is Luna of the Night Forest clan, Jake read aloud. I was born under the twin moons of Umbral. Luna's eyes widened. Machine understands Luna's words? It translates them into English. Can you tell me more about your home? Luna spoke, again in her language, and the translator worked to change her words. For the next hour, Jake learned about Luna's world. She told him about the great shadow forests where her people lived, about cities built in the darkness between mountains, about art made from moonlight and songs that could only be sung at night. Your people sound beautiful, Jake said when she finished. Luna's face grew sad. We're beautiful. Empire destroyed everything, burned the forests, killed the singers, took the children to be soldiers. I'm sorry that happened to you. Jake sorry? Luna looked surprised. Why Jake sorry? Jake not hurt Luna's people, because it was wrong, because you didn't deserve that. Luna stared at him for a long moment. Empire soldiers never say sorry. Council members never say sorry. Jake first person to say sorry to Luna. That evening, Jake made dinner for both of them. He had been researching shadowkin biology in the station's computer files. He learned that they could eat some regular food, but they needed blood to stay healthy. The files said they usually asked permission before drinking from other people, taking only what they needed. Luna, Jake said carefully, when was the last time you had blood? Luna's face turned red with shame. Long time. Many days. Luna very weak now. The computer says your people usually ask permission before drinking from someone. Yes, Shadow can never take without asking. Is sacred rule. But Luna in cages for so long, Luna forget how to ask properly. Jake thought about this. What would you say if you were asking someone from your own people? Luna spoke in her musical language. The translator said, Honored friend, I am hungry and weak. Would you share your life with me so that I may continue to serve our people? That's very polite, Jake said. Shadowkin way is politeness and respect. We take only small amount. We give back by protecting and serving. But Empire make Luna take blood by force. Empire make Luna forget proper way. Jake rolled up his sleeve and held out his arm. Luna, I'm strong and healthy. Would you like to share some of my blood so you can feel better? Luna gasped and scooted backward. No, Jake not understand. Luna might hurt Jake. Luna might take too much. I trust you. Luna not trust Luna. Jake lowered his arm. Okay. What if we found another way? The computer says there are blood banks on most space stations. Medical blood for emergencies. Luna looked hopeful for the first time since Jake had met her. Medical blood would work? The files say it should. It's not as good as fresh blood, but it would keep you healthy. Jake would do this for Luna? Of course. Luna was quiet for a moment. Then she said something in her own language. The translator read, This human shows me kindness I do not deserve. How can I repay such a gift? You don't need to repay anything, Jake said. Friends help each other. Friends? Luna repeated the word like she had never heard it before. Yes, if you want to be friends. Luna considered this carefully. Luna has never had friend before. Luna not sure how to be friend. Just be yourself. That's all anyone can ask. The next day, Jake went to the station's medical bay and requested blood supplies for Luna. The doctor, a middle-aged human woman named Dr. Price, was suspicious at first. Why do you need medical blood, Captain Morrison? I have a Shadowkin companion who needs it for her health. Dr. Price frowned. Shadowkin. are classified as dangerous predators. Why do you have one as a companion? Because the Galactic Council assigned her to me, and she's not dangerous. She's just different. Captain, I have to report this to station security. Go ahead, but Luna hasn't hurt anyone. She's been living in my quarters for 4 days without any problems. Dr. Price studied Jake's face. You really think she's safe? I know she is. An hour later, Jake returned to his quarters with medical blood packs. Luna was sitting in her usual corner, but she looked up when he entered. Jake back, she said simply. I brought you something. Jake showed her the blood packs. Luna's red. Eyes widened. For Luna. For you. Luna took one of the packs with shaking hands. She opened it carefully and drank slowly, like she was savoring every drop. Jake watched as color returned to her pale skin and her hands stopped shaking. Better? Jake asked. Much better. Thank you, Jake. Luna looked at him with something new in her eyes. Not fear or confusion, but something warmer. Jake takes care of Luna, even though Luna gives nothing back. You give me plenty. What Luna gives Jake? Jake thought about this. Company. Someone to talk to. Someone who understands what it's like to be far from home. Jake far from home too? Very far. I haven't seen Earth in over 2 years. Luna moved a little closer to Jake, though she still kept several feet between them. What Earth like? Blue skies during the day, yellow sun, green grass and trees. My home was near a big lake where I used to go fishing. Sounds peaceful. It was. I miss it sometimes. Luna misses Umbral too. But Luna thinks maybe being here with Jake is not so bad. That night, Jake woke up to the sound of crying. He found Luna sitting by the small window in his quarters, tears running down her face. Luna, what's wrong? Bad dreams, she whispered. Dreams about the fighting cages. Dreams about Empire soldiers. Luna cannot make them stop. Jake sat down, a few feet away from her. I have bad dreams, too. About the battles I fought. About the people I couldn't save. Jake has nightmares? Almost every night. Luna looked at him with surprise. But Jake is strong warrior. Jake not afraid of anything. I'm afraid of lots of things. I'm afraid of making mistakes that get people killed. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid that all this fighting will never end. Jake tells Luna true things? I always tell you the truth. Luna wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. Empire soldiers lie to Luna all the time. Say Luna worthless. Say Luna monster. Say Luna should be grateful for chance to fight. They were wrong about all of that. How Jake know? Because I've seen monsters, Luna. Real monsters. They don't cry about their bad dreams. They don't worry about hurting innocent people. They don't ask permission before taking what they need. Luna was quiet for a long time, looking out at the stars. Finally, she spoke again. Jake thinks Luna can be a good person? I think you already are a good person. You just need time to remember that. Luna turned to look at him. Luna would like to try being Jake's friend. If Jake teaches Luna how. Jake smiled. Friends help each other. Friends talk to each other. Friends care about each other's feelings. You're already doing all of those things. Luna is friend? Luna is friend. For the first time since Jake had known her, Luna smiled a real smile. It was small and uncertain, but it was genuine. 2 weeks had passed since Luna first came to live with Jake. The small quarters on New Haven Station felt different now. Less empty, less quiet. Luna no longer sat in the corner like a frightened animal. She had started sitting at the table with Jake during meals. She helped him clean the dishes. She even asked questions about the books on his shelf. Jake was reading a report when Luna approached him with something in her hands. It was a piece of paper covered in strange drawings. Jake busy? Luna asked quietly. Never too busy for you. What do you have there? Luna sat down across from him and spread the paper on the table. The drawings were beautiful. Delicate lines that seemed to flow like water. They showed tall trees with silver leaves and cities built among the branches. Luna drew home, she said. Luna drew Umbral before Empire came. Jake studied the drawings carefully. These are amazing, Luna. You're a real artist. Luna's face lit. Up with pride, Luna learned from Grandmother. Grandmother was master artist of Night Forest Clan. She taught Luna to see beauty in darkness. Can you tell me more about your grandmother? Luna's expression grew sad, but she nodded. Grandmother's name was Vera Blackwood. She was very old and very wise. She could draw pictures that moved like they were alive. She could sing songs that made flowers bloom in the dark. She sounds wonderful. Grandmother taught Luna that Shadowkin are not monsters. We are guardians of the night. We protect sleeping children from bad dreams. We help lost travelers find their way in darkness. We make art that celebrates the beauty others cannot see. Jake looked at the drawings again. Now he could see more details. The cities in the trees had families walking together. Children playing games. People dancing under the light of 2 moons. Your people sound peaceful, Jake said. Very peaceful. Shadowkin never make war. We have no weapons except for hunting animals for food. When Empire came with their big ships and laser guns, we could not fight back. How old were you when they took you? Luna thought for a moment. In human years, maybe 7 or 8. Luna was a small child, learning to draw like grandmother. Jake felt anger growing in his chest. A child that young, stolen from her family and forced to fight. What happened to your grandmother? Empire soldiers killed her when she tried to protect. Luna, grandmother was too old to be useful as fighter, so they shot her. Luna's voice was calm, but Jake could see tears in her red eyes. Luna watched grandmother die. That was last time Luna cried until Jake showed Luna kindness. I'm so sorry, Luna. Grandmother told Luna something before she died. She said that darkness and light must work together. She said someday Luna would find someone who understands this truth. Maybe grandmother meant Jake. Jake reached across the table and gently touched Luna's hand. She did not pull away. Your grandmother sounds very smart. Luna thinks so too. Luna looked down at their hands. Jake not afraid to touch Luna? Should I be afraid? Other humans always afraid. They think Luna will bite them or drink their blood without permission. You've never tried to hurt me. Luna would never hurt Jake. Jake saved Luna from cage. Jake gave Luna home and food and friendship. Luna would die before hurting Jake. Jake squeezed her hand gently. I trust you, Luna. That afternoon, Luna showed Jake more of her drawings. She had been sketching during the quiet hours when he was working. Some drawings showed her memories of Umbral. Others showed New Haven Station from her perspective. But the most interesting ones showed Jake. You drew me? Jake asked, looking at a picture of himself reading a book. Luna likes to draw things that make her happy. Jake makes Luna happy. In the drawing, Jake looked peaceful and kind. It was how Luna saw him, not how he saw himself. To himself, Jake was a tired soldier with too many scars. To Luna, he was something else entirely. Can you teach me to draw? Jake asked. Luna's eyes widened with excitement. Jake wants to learn Shadowkin. Art? I want to learn about things that are important to you. For the next hour, Luna taught Jake how to hold the drawing tool properly, how to see shadows and light, how to make lines that flowed instead of lines that were stiff and hard. Art is like language, Luna explained. Every line tells story. Every shadow has meaning. Jake's first attempts were clumsy, but Luna was patient. She guided his hand gently, showing him how to make curves and angles work together. Better, Luna said. When Jake finished a simple drawing of a tree. Jake has good eye for art. With practice, Jake could draw beautiful things. Will you keep teaching me? Luna would be honored to teach Jake. That evening, Jake asked Luna about her language. He wanted to know more about Shadowkin culture beyond just the art. Can you teach me some words in your language? Jake asked. Luna smiled. What words Jake wants to learn. How do you say hello? Velith Nora, Luna said slowly. It means light greets shadow. Jake repeated the words carefully. His pronunciation was terrible, but Luna clapped her hands with delight. Very good. Now, Jake, try thank you. How do you say it? Thaneth Mordun. It means your kindness makes my spirit stronger. Jake practiced the phrase several times until Luna nodded with approval. Luna will teach Jake more words every day. Soon Jake will speak like true Shadowkin. I'd like that. Luna taught him words for friendship, home, family, and peace. She taught him how to say good morning and good night. She explained that Shadowkin language was built around the idea that everything was connected. Every word related to other words, like branches of a tree. In Shadowkin language, no word stands alone, Luna explained. All words have family, like people have family. Do you miss having family, Luna? Luna was quiet for a moment. Luna missed birth family very much. But Luna thinks maybe Jake is new family now. Different kind of family, but still family. I've never had much family, Jake admitted. My parents died when I was young. I've been alone most of my life. Now Jake not alone. Now Jake has Luna. And Luna has Jake. That night, Jake had another nightmare about the war. He woke up shouting and covered in sweat. Luna appeared in his doorway immediately, concern on her face. Jake, okay? She asked. Bad dream. Sorry if I woke you. Luna came into his room and sat on the edge of his bed. Luna wake up anyway. Luna has bad dream too. About the fighting cages? Yes, always about cages. Luna looked down at her hands. Luna dreamed that Empire soldiers come to take Luna back. That Jake decides Luna too much trouble and gives Luna away. That will never happen, Jake said firmly. You're safe here. No one is taking you anywhere. Jake, promise? I promise. Luna was quiet for a moment. Then she started humming softly. It was a gentle melody that seemed to fill the room with calm. What is that song? Jake asked. Lullaby grandmother used to sing. It chases away bad dreams. Jake felt his racing heart begin to slow down. The melody was beautiful and peaceful. It's working. Shadowkin music has power to heal. Grandmother taught Luna many healing songs. Can you sing it with words? Luna began to sing in her own language. Her voice was soft and sweet, like wind through leaves. Jake did not understand the words, but he felt their meaning. Safety, peace, home. When the song ended, Jake felt better than he had in weeks. Thank you, Luna. That was beautiful. Jake helped Luna feel safe. Now Luna helps Jake feel safe. This is what friends do. The next morning, Jake received a message that changed everything. His commanding officer, General Roberts, appeared on the communication screen in his quarters. Captain Morrison, I have new orders for you. Jake straightened up. Yes, sir. Intelligence has located a major Zephyrian weapons facility on the planet. Chrono 7. This facility is producing the new plasma weapons that have been causing us so much trouble. I need you to infiltrate the facility and destroy it. Understood, sir. When do I leave? Tomorrow morning. This is a solo mission, Captain. Too dangerous to risk a full team. Jake nodded, but his heart was sinking. A solo mission meant leaving. Luna alone on the station. After everything they had been through together, he would have to abandon her. There's one more thing, Captain, General Roberts continued. According to regulations, your companion creature should accompany you on this mission. Shadowkin are supposed to be excellent fighters. Jake felt sick. Sir, with respect, Luna is not a weapon. She's a person who has been through enough trauma already. Captain Morrison, the Council assigned that creature to you for a reason. Use her abilities to complete the mission. The communication ended, leaving Jake alone with a terrible choice. Follow orders and drag Luna back into the violence she was trying to escape, or disobey his commanding officer and risk court-martial. Luna peered in the doorway. She had heard the entire conversation. Jake must go fight Empire again? She asked quietly. Yes, but you don't have to come. You can stay here where it's safe. Luna walked over to him and took his hands in hers. Jake, she said in her careful English, Luna has something to tell Jake about Shadowkin and fighting. What is it? Shadowkin are very good at fighting when we choose to fight. But Empire made Luna fight for their entertainment. Empire made Luna fight other prisoners who did not deserve to die. This broke Luna's spirit. I understand. That's why you should stay here? Luna shook her head. Jake not understand yet. Empire made Luna fight for wrong reasons. But fighting beside friend for right reasons is different thing. Fighting to protect innocent people is what Shadowkin are supposed to do. Jake and Luna stood on the deck of the small stealth ship Nighthawk as it approached Kronos 7. The planet was gray and rocky, with dark clouds covering most of the surface. Somewhere below them was the Zephyrian weapons factory that had been causing so much damage to Alliance forces. Remember the plan, Jake said as he checked his equipment one more time. We land on the north side of the facility. You disable the guards while I plant the explosives. Then we get out fast. Luna nodded, adjusting the black combat suit Jake had found for her. It fit her thin frame perfectly and would help her blend into the shadows. Luna understands. Luna will be very quiet. Are you nervous? Luna considered the question carefully. Luna is nervous, yes, but Luna is also angry. This is same Empire that destroyed Luna's home. Luna wants to hurt them back. Jake looked at his friend with concern. Just remember, we're not here for revenge. We're here to stop them from making more weapons. Luna knows difference. Luna not let anger make Luna stupid. The ship's computer announced their arrival at the landing zone. Jake piloted the craft down to a rocky area about 2 miles from the weapons facility. Through the viewport, they could see the massive complex of buildings and towers surrounded by energy barriers and guard posts. Bigger than the intelligence report said, Jake muttered. Luna can handle big, Luna said confidently. Luna spent 10 years learning to fight in different places. Luna knows how to move through enemy territory. They left the ship hidden among the rocks and began making their way toward the facility. Jake carried a pack full of explosives and demolition equipment. Luna moved ahead of him, scouting the path and watching for dangers. Jake was amazed at how silently Luna could move. She seemed to flow from shadow to shadow, like she was made of darkness itself. Every few minutes she would stop and signal for him to wait while she checked what was ahead. 2 guards on the ridge, Luna whispered when she returned to him. Luna can remove them without sound. Wait, Jake said. Let me try to find another way around. Jake, guards will see us if we go around. There is no other path. Jake hesitated. He did not want Luna to have to hurt anyone, even Empire soldiers. But she was right. There was no other way. Okay, he said finally. But try not to kill them if you can help it. Luna smiled sadly. Jake still thinks Luna is monster who enjoys killing. No, I just don't want you to have to carry that weight. Luna has been carrying weight of killing for 10 years. 2 more Empire soldiers will not make difference. But Luna will try to just make them sleep. Luna disappeared into the darkness. Jake waited, listening for any sound of struggle. 5 minutes later, she returned. Guards are unconscious, she reported. They will wake up with headaches, but they will live. Thank you. They continued toward the facility. As they got closer, Jake could see how heavily defended it was. Guard towers with searchlights. Patrols of soldiers walking the perimeter. Energy barriers that would fry anyone who tried to climb the walls. How do we get inside? Jake asked. Luna studied the defenses for several minutes. Then she pointed to a section of the wall that was darker than the rest. Drainage system, she said. Luna can smell water flowing underground. Tunnel goes under wall into facility. They found the drainage entrance hidden behind some rocks. The tunnel was narrow and filled with dirty water, but it led exactly where Luna had predicted. They crawled through the darkness for 20 minutes before emerging inside the weapons facility. The inside of the complex was enormous. Machines and assembly lines stretched as far as they could see. Hundreds of workers moved around, building the plasma weapons that had been killing Alliance soldiers. So many weapons, Jake whispered. Empire always makes too many weapons, Luna replied. Empire thinks violence solves everything. Jake opened his pack and began setting explosive charges on the main support pillars of the building. Each charge was small but powerful enough to bring down the entire structure. Luna, can you watch for guards while I finish this? Luna moved to the entrance of the room they were in. She stood perfectly still, listening for approaching footsteps. Her enhanced hearing could pick up sounds that Jake would never notice. Someone coming, she warned. Many someones. Jake looked up from the explosive he was setting. How many? 10 soldiers, maybe more. They found our tunnel. Jake quickly finished arming the last charge. Time to go. But when they reached the tunnel entrance, it was blocked by Empire soldiers in full armor. The soldiers saw Luna and immediately raised their weapons. Shadowkin? One of them shouted. The escaped gladiator. Luna stepped in front of Jake protectively. Jake, these soldiers know Luna from fighting cages. They will try to capture Luna alive. Then we fight our way out together. The soldiers opened fire with energy weapons. Luna moved faster than Jake had ever seen anyone move. She dodged between the laser blasts like she could see them coming before they were fired. In seconds, she had disabled 3 soldiers without killing any of them. Jake used his own weapon to provide cover fire while Luna dealt with the rest. He had seen many fighters during the war, but none of them moved like Luna. She was poetry in motion, deadly and beautiful at the same time. Is that all of them? Jake asked when the fighting stopped. For now, but more will come. Jake must activate explosives now. Jake pulled out the detonator, but hesitated. There are still workers in this building. Innocent people who are just trying to survive. Luna looked around at the massive weapons factory. Luna has idea. Luna knows how to make loud noise that sounds like emergency alarm. Workers will think there is accident and evacuate building. You can do that? Luna took a deep breath and let out a sound that Jake had never heard before. It was loud and piercing, like a siren mixed with a scream. Throughout the facility, workers stopped what they were doing and began running toward the exits. Emergency evacuation protocol, Luna explained. Empire taught Luna to make the sound to clear buildings during gladiator fights. They waited until the facility was empty, except for soldiers. Then Jake pressed the detonator. The explosions tore through the building, bringing down walls and destroying the weapon production lines. Secondary explosions from stored ammunition lit up the night sky. Time to leave, Jake said. They ran toward their ship, but more Empire soldiers blocked their path. This time, there were too many to fight through. Surrender now, and we will make your deaths quick, the lead soldier called out. Luna stepped forward. And for the first time since Jake had known her, she looked truly dangerous. Her red eyes glowed in the darkness, and her fangs were visible as she spoke. Luna is Luna Blackwood of the Night Forest clan, she said in a voice that carried across the battlefield. Daughter of Vera the artist. Granddaughter of Theron the Wise. Luna is not your pet gladiator anymore. The soldiers hesitated. They had known Luna as a broken slave who fought because she had no choice. This Luna was different. This Luna fought because she chose to. Luna fights beside friend now, she continued. Luna fights for justice and freedom. Luna fights to protect innocent people from Empire cruelty. She drew the plasma blade Jake had given her. Who wants to fight Luna first? The soldiers looked at each other uncertainly. In the gladiator arenas, Luna had been forced to hold back to make the fights entertaining. Now she had no such restrictions. Jake stepped up beside her. You don't have to do this alone. Jake and Luna together, Luna said with a smile. The battle was swift and decisive. Jake and Luna fought as a perfect team. Jake provided strategy and covering fire while Luna used her speed and skill to disable their enemies. In minutes, the path to their ship was cleared out as they flew away from Kronos 7. Jake looked back at the burning weapons facility. We did it. Yes, Luna agreed. But more important, Luna learned something today. What's that? Luna learned that fighting for right reasons feels different than fighting for wrong reasons. When Luna fought in cages, Luna felt empty and sick inside. Today, fighting beside Jake to protect innocent people, Luna felt strong and proud. Jake smiled. You should feel proud. You saved a lot of lives today. Jake saved Luna's life first. Showed Luna that she could choose who to be instead of letting others decide for her. They flew in comfortable silence for a while, heading back toward Alliance space. Finally, Luna spoke again. Jake? Yes? Luna has been thinking about what to do next. War will end someday. What will Jake do then? Jake had been wondering the same thing. I don't know. Maybe go back to Earth. Try to build a normal life. Would Jake like Luna to come with him? Jake looked at his friend and partner. The frightened, broken woman he had met a month ago was gone. In her place was someone strong and confident. Someone who had rediscovered her own worth. I would love for you to come with me, Jake said. But only if that's what you want. You're free to make your own choices now. Luna smiled. Luna chooses Jake. Luna chooses friendship and family and home. Luna chooses life where she helps people instead of hurting them. Ben will build that life together. Luna looked out at the stars ahead of them. Luna thinks grandmother would be proud. Luna found someone who understands that darkness and light must work together. Jake thought about the promise the Galactic Council had made him. They had offered him a pet to keep him company during the lonely times between battles. Instead, they had given him something far more valuable,